Hi, my name is Becky Jennings, and this is the Response-Able Parenting Podcast. I give you the transformational tools to stop reacting to your children in the moment and start responding with intention.
Do you find yourself locked in a daily power struggle with your child? Do you fall back into old patterns like yelling or threatening just to stop the annoying behavior? Are you desperate to learn how to connect with your kids, set boundaries, heck, gain some cooperation? If this is you, you need to check out my community. Inside my community, you'll have access to my signature Strong-Willed Language course, where you learn how to regulate yourself, understand and speak your strong-willed kids' language to virtually eliminate the constant power struggles. You'll have access to my workshop library, giving you step-by-step strategies for sibling rivalry, listening, anger and aggression, emotional regulation, and more. You'll have weekly Q&A opportunities to get personalized answers on challenging situations. You'll get specific strategies for you based on exactly what's going on in your home. No umbrella strategy, no umbrella script, no bots. You'll get a personalized roadmap to support you. Plus, you'll get dozens of bite-sized lessons to regroup, stay on track, and stay motivated. It is time to stop walking on eggshells around your children and finally experience the release you are looking for. Join the community today, and let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to a new year. Welcome to a brand new episode. It is crazy that we are in 2025 right now. As I'm recording this, it's January 6th. It's the first Monday, which seems just wild to me that we are fully in 2025 now. So yesterday was a very pivotal day in my life. Yesterday was the anniversary of my son passing away. So I am going to share some lessons that I'm still learning today. And I didn't intend to talk about this. I thought about maybe saying a few things about him, but I was hesitant. And what I now know about myself, I'm a manifesting generator in human design, as my producing partner says. I'm a Manny Jenny, which I love. A manifesting generator, I mean, I have to act on things in the moment that light me up. And I'm feeling very in the moment to talk about some lessons that I have learned from my son's passing. And I want to talk about something that just literally dawned on me yesterday. He would have been 6 years old yesterday. And that seems like both, how has it already been 6 years? And I can picture myself in the hospital room and I can put myself right back into that moment and I can feel just the overwhelming panic and dread and just guttural grief that I was experiencing in that hospital room. So my son was born, stillborn. And so I don't even know the color of his eyes. I never got to experience even one breath with him. And a lot happened in that room for me. In that room for me, in the moment, from the moment that they told me there was no heartbeat and there was no blood flow to the brain or the heart, it was as if everything in my life now had no meaning. It was such a surreal moment. Like, no, there's no possible way. This has to be a dream. This can't be real life. This isn't the natural order of things. This isn't how my life was supposed to go. I wasn't supposed to experience this. Like, there's all these things, and then there's the self-blame that came with it. Like, what did I do? How could I have avoided this? How could I have acted differently in my pregnancy? Did I do something? How did I cause this? So there was that blame. And then there was this primal feeling of, I need to escape this hospital. Like, it almost was like a panic room for me, where it was just like, these are the clues and these are the steps and these are the riddles that you have to uncover. And then you can leave this closet that they've put you in because they don't want you to hear other babies crying in labor and delivery. And my son was born at midnight on the dot. So in military time, it's 0000. And how fitting, isn't it? So he was born at midnight on the dot on January 5th, 2019. And 6 hours later, I signed the papers to leave. Even though they said you might want to stay, you might want to be observed for a while, I signed the medical forms, the consent to say, I got to get out of here. And my husband and I left. And the rest of our lives were never the same. In that moment, I was overcome by the heaviness, the just, oh God, I don't even know how to describe. And if anybody's listening who has lost a child, you know the overwhelming sense of panic and dread and just this need to fix it, somehow fix it. Like, this can't be true. I need to fix it. And I was sitting there kind of reflecting yesterday, 6 years to the anniversary. And I would not have been sitting in this spot doing a podcast, being a parent coach, helping navigate nervous system triggers, helping feel better. I wouldn't have gone to therapy. There's so many things that wouldn't have happened, that my son's death was the catalyst to all of it. And so part of me just holds him in such gratitude that he took my life from a place that, yeah, I was having fun and it was going well and I liked my job enough, but it literally swung me to the opposite end of everything that I was doing. And after the thousands of hours of therapy and regulation techniques and hypnosis and hundreds of books and just the complete immersion of healing modalities, I would not be able to do what I do for a living now had my son not passed away. I would have skipped over probably all of this. And I truly think my life is richer, more connected, more nourishing because I now know this. I can be so much, I can be in the moment with somebody in a totally different way. I think I've let go of that. Well, not completely let go, but I've let go of a lot of it, of this just panic-driven desire to fix everything. And it wasn't until yesterday that I had never put these two things together. But yesterday I was sitting reflecting on my son's birthday. And I was sitting there saying, I would never have connected these two things. But that escape room that I was in, that hospital room that I couldn't leave until the epidural wore off because I had to prove that I could walk, and I couldn't leave until I had peed a certain volume and blood checks and clot checks and, all of these things. It was like I had to just continue to sit. I had to continue to sit in the moment. I couldn't leave. I was forced to sit, and I would try to go to sleep, and I would feel like I slept for like 3 hours, and I would open my eyes and 5 minutes had passed. And I would think, oh my God, how has this only been 5 minutes? And I would drift back into like an unconscious state of whatever that was. And then I would open my eyes thinking I had slept 8 hours and I had slept 5 minutes. And this agony prolonged for like 3 hours, where I would literally open my eyes almost every 5 minutes and just sit there like, why am I being tortured and tormented? Why can't I just have the sweet reprieve of unconsciousness right now? But nope, I will stay present, and every 5 minutes be reminded that this is reality. And I was sitting there yesterday And I thought, isn't that what this whole thing is about? Is learning how to sit with the discomfort of the moment, learning how to sit with the pain, learning how to not fix everything for ourselves and for our children, not make everything perfect, not strategize and systematize and fill our days with this panicked fix it mentality. Isn't that what this is all about? Is to learn as a human how to sit with. And all of my therapy and studies and trying to heal the amount your head would spin at the volume at which I tackled this. But what I continue to get pushed back into is that you cannot control life. You cannot control the moment. You cannot fix. You just have to be with. Compassion is being with almost those feelings that are so overwhelming and so overpowering that they feel like they can consume you and suck you up whole. But to be compassionate to yourself is to sit with that and do nothing, but just be there. To not fix the moment, to not remove the pain, but to allow that pain to push you to your outer edges of what you are capable of doing. And then once you're at that outer edge, to say, you still have more to give. You can still continue this growth journey. And the more that we allow the hard, the pain, the frustrating, the annoying, the difficult, the overwhelm, the more we say, this is not mine to hold. This is not mine to fix. This is not mine to control. I just have to allow myself to sit with it. And then from that place, we get to authentically choose how we want to respond to the moment. After my son's death, I can assure you, I could have chosen a dark path. I couldn't do much for a very long time. And I tried to mask and I tried to fill my life with distraction and I tried to pour myself back into work. And I just was motion, forward. I tried everything that I could do to control the sensations in my body. And I could have chosen to suppress. I could have chosen to distract. I could have chosen to only focus on his death being the defining moment of my life and never move past it. There were so many choices at my fingertips. And I will say the hardest choice was to sit in it. Was to allow it to teach me something. Sorry. I don't ever wish for a person to lose a child. But if I can learn anything and take away anything from that tragedy, there is so much joy. There is so much to live for. There is so much to learn from these really hard moments. And one of the biggest lessons that I continue to learn in my life is that I can't control a damn thing. And I think we're all learning that.
And I think we can really wind ourselves up and really think that we are that powerful, that we can control that much stuff, and we can't. And yet we trick ourselves all the time to thinking I can, with a different system, with a different skill set, with a different. If I just try harder, if I just beat myself up longer, if I just. But the true act of healing, the true change comes when we release control of the environment around us, when we release the panicked fix mentality, and we sit with the pain, the frustration, the sadness, the disappointment, the aggression, when we sit with that, and from that place we allow those feelings that are surfacing to show us what is authentically true for us. And from that place, not the panicked fix it place, not the I need to control so I don't feel this. From that place, the authentic place where our feelings are saying, this is where you need to go. From that place, we get to choose how we respond. And responsible parenting is the work. That's the result of this. Is I knew in my heart that it's very easy for me to choose control. I knew in my heart it's very easy for me to distract and to fix and to do all that stuff. The work of my life is to sit in the discomfort. The work of my life is to drop the perfectionism. The work of my life is to sit and not do, and to allow my feelings to show me where to go. And it might have been decades longer in my life that I would have started this work. And so I'm deeply grateful to my son. I'm deeply grateful to my son for starting me on this path 6 years ago. And for being with me every step of the way. Okay. So my hope in 2025, as I continue to practice what I preach, as I continue to grow and learn and show up differently and sit in the sadness, is that I get to do that with you. That I get to sit with you and I get to hold what you are experiencing without trying to fix it, without trying to control your outcome, without trying to do anything but honor the feelings that you have in your body and help be a guide to what is more authentically you. So where you feel the empowerment, where you have the safety inside, so that you can start to choose how you want to respond, not from panic, not from fear, not from control, not from all of these states that just give us this fake sense of safety, but from an authentic place where you say, you know what? I have made it through every single one of my hard days and I'm still here. And now I get to learn from those hard days. I get to listen to what my body is telling me about what is authentically me and what do I want, what lights me up, how do I want to live, not from a place of panic and fear of unworthiness, but from a place that says, this is me, these are my feelings, and this is how I want to be. And that's not going to solve anything, but at least it's going to feel truer in our bodies. At least it's going to feel better in our bodies. And at least we can know that at the end of all of this, we truly, authentically gave it our best. And yeah, we're human. We're going to mess up all the time. But at least we aren't going to be saddled the whole time with guilt, with regret, with all this coulda, woulda, shoulda. We just know that deep in our hearts, we showed up authentically, true to self. And we were able to sit in the muck of all of it, not control our kids, not parent from a place of fear, but we're able to just be with their really hard moments. And we can model to them how to have a hard thing happen, have life flip you upside down and spin you around and then say, okay, go ahead, go back out there. Good luck. And we can say, look, I'm doing that too. And I'm here to walk beside you. I'm not here to fix all your problems. I'm not here to train you like a dog so you don't experience any of this stuff. But I'm here to be with you in the hard, so that you don't feel alone in the hard. It's the alone with these feelings that really can just take you down. And I don't want you to feel alone. That's why I show up here. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I have been to the dark, I have been to the bottom, and I don't want that for anybody. So I invite you to just be with me, be with your feelings. And if you are being called in 2025 to adjust, to change, to learn, and you really want that growth, that safety, I would be honored to take part of that in any way, whether that's a course, whether that's coaching, whether that's just you listening to my podcast, whether that's you tuning in on YouTube to the new show that I'm creating in 2025 and asking me your questions, and I get to talk to you there. Whatever that looks like for you, I just want to be open to all of it. I think 2025 is going to be an interesting year across the board, but my hope is to create a foundation where it's not so scary. The external world might be scary, but let's create a sense of safety inside so we can then feel grounded, feel safe, and choose a response that is authentic to us. And the more we do up, the more we show up like that, the more we model that, oh my gosh, what a generation of kids we can raise. And I invite you to do that alongside of me. Thank you for sitting with the tears and holding me in that moment. I'm truly honored, and I will see you next week. Be well.
When dealing with frustrating behavior, yelling can quickly become our default way of handling things. But since you're listening to this podcast, I know you're looking for a better way. That's why I created my free guide to help you get out of the yelling cycle. This 6-part free guide gives you the foundational information to start breaking the toxic yelling cycle. Click the link in my show notes to get your free guide today. This might be the hardest cycle to break as parents, but I have your back, and together we can change the way we respond.
Thank you for listening to the Response-Able Parenting Podcast. If you like what you heard, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. If you know someone who would benefit from this podcast, I'd be honored if you'd share this episode with them. Until next time, know that you are enough, you are capable, you've made it through all of your hardest days, and we will keep growing on this parenting journey together. This podcast was produced by Kim Kelty and myself, Becky Jennings, and edited by the Kelty Method, Branding and Podcasting.